Hey guys and girls, I'm James and welcome to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the Heygelo Sirius S90. They sent me this drone a few days ago, and actually I had 4 or 5 in front of this I was supposed to review, but I had to put this one at the top of the list. And the reason why is this drone is this price on Amazon right now, but if you look underneath it, there's a 40% off discount code, and I don't know how long they're going to have that special on, but at $32.99 it comes with extra props, extra batteries, and it flies really good. Kind of reminds me of the Eachine E58, but just a better version of it. Because if you've seen some of my reviews on these budget drones recently, they don't have enough power. This one's got plenty of power. So since it's not a GPS drone, it's up to you to help it hold its position out if it's windy. They are brushed motors, but it does come with dual batteries, good flight time. The camera's actually decent, and it has a gimbal that moves up and down. Takes good pictures. Of course, without a multiple axis gimbal, it's not going to get video because the horizon is going to be moving around on you. So I was in the middle of doing a video of the best drone under $50, and the Holystone HS430 was by far the clear winner. But guys, this one at its regular price at $59 is a pretty decent drone. But at $33, guys, it's a steal. If you're thinking about getting your kid a drone for Christmas, or you're thinking about getting your first drone, and you're wanting to spend as least as possible to get a decent drone, guys, I would put this one at the top of the list. Especially before you go out and spend a bunch of money on an expensive drone, you want to learn the orientation of it, and you want your skill set to be down of how to control a drone before you put an expensive one up in the air. These budget drones are really important. And at this price, you're usually just going to get a little micro mini drone without a camera. But I'm sure you're thinking at $33, how can it fly? Well, let me go put it up in the air, and I'll show it to you how good it flies. Then I'll sit down and go over the interface in the app and how to get the drone in the air and get the gyro and everything set. And then I'll sit down for my final review. So let's go put this thing up in the air. Hit takeoff button. So I'm in speed 1, 2 beeps, 3 beeps. All right, so I'm gonna try this circle feature out. That's a pretty big circle. No! All right, so the circle. Oh, see, it's still wanting to circle. This was $33. All right, I love the spin feature and the circle feature. But usually on drones, when you push any other control, it'll stop that. But on this one, you actually have to hit that button again. So be sure and familiarize yourself with those controls before you put it up in the air. And realize that circle's pretty big. The spin's really cool. I'll show you inside in a minute with that. It's too windy outside to try to do the spin right now because the wind would just carry it away. So this drone flies fantastic. I mean, it really does. It's got a lot of power, especially into the wind. Be sure and go straight to speed 3 if you're gonna be flying it outside in any kind of wind whatsoever. So that's against the wind. Look, it's windy. That's going to, oh, here, check this out. Let me go scare these birds. Look how fast it is. Woo! All right, so no animals were harmed in the filming of this video. I don't like geese anyway. They always attack me when I'm playing golf. So I've been flying these mini drones for a long time, and they're a lot of fun. It's so much fun getting so much out of something that's so inexpensive. But don't try to fly like I do if it's your first time. I wouldn't even fly inside. I would try to get a good, calm day, fly it outside, keep it low and slow in speed 1. But if it's windy, you're gonna have to go to speed 2 or speed 3 right away. So here I put about as high as I would want to put any kind of these mini drones, and I'll let go of the controls and see it drifting away. That's the wind taking it. So if you have it high, realize if it gets too far away, you can't see what's the front and the back of the drone. So be sure and know where the emergency stop is. But realize when you hit the emergency stop, it's just going to fall out of the sky. It's real slow, like all drones. Take it, turn it upside down. Cool. I like it. And this is what it looks like when you're looking at the interface with the app. As you can tell, it's windy outside and it's getting blown around, and it does not have a multiple axis gimbal. And of course, it's going to have some jello in it, but it's just it's a cheap budget drone, but it's doing really good. And it's really good practice to teach you how to use the interface with the app and make a pre-start checklist and hook up the Wi-Fi. Here's some pictures that I took. They're pretty decent. And here's where I flew it low and slow. Trying to get some cinematic shot with the drone, which is really surprising. It did really good. I don't see a lot of jello if you're flying it. This is the other day when there wasn't as much wind as there is when I'm flying it today. All right, so let's take it inside. So there's no wind inside. Look, so that's me not setting the trim or anything. That's just putting it up in the air. As you can tell, on the inside I'm using the prop guards because if these motors get into a bind, it'll strip the gears or burn the motor up on these brushed motor drones.
The spin feature is fun. I wouldn't do flips with this drone. It's not good on these motors. I wish they wouldn't even put that on there. I don't know how long it's going to be 40% off. This is a great drone for $54, but at $33, it's a no-brainer. I would stock up for Christmas. All right, so let's sit down. I'm going to go over the interface with the app and how to get the drone connected and get the gyro set and all that kind of stuff. If you want to skip that, it's timestamped underneath if you can go straight to the end for the final review.
All right, well, let's see what he weighs in at. He weighs in at 105 grams, which kind of puts it right in between like the Eachine E58, which is 95 grams, and the Holystone HS260, which is at 143. So how much is 105 grams? 105 grams is about the same weight as a small orange. Yummy, yummy. So inside the bag, you're going to get the drone, you're going to get a remote, and the remote actually comes with a really nice pre-start checklist that goes over the top of it. You're going to get a quick start guide and a manual. You're going to get 4 props, not just 2, and these props are labeled A and B, so be sure and you get the right ones on the right ones if you got to replace them. And it does come with a handy dandy screwdriver, some extra screws for the props, and 4 prop guards if you want to put those on to fly it indoors. They are brushed motors, so if you get these in a bind, it's going to strip the little gears in here or the motor. So be sure if you're going to fly it indoors to either be very careful or put on your prop guards. It does come with 2 batteries. They are 1200 milliwatt amp batteries, and it comes with 1 charger. The light stays red until it goes off. It takes about 30 minutes and I'm not a big fan of the way these plug in. I would rather have a C connector or a mini USB because you got to push kind of hard to get that to snap in there, and I'm afraid it's going to break. Other than that, I'm really happy with everything that the drone comes with. So on the drone, it is foldable, which is really nice. The gimbal does go up and down. That looks like a optical flow sensor, but it's not. It does seem to hold its altitude very well. Batteries slide in on the back, and it's got nice lights in the front and in the back, which makes it really easy when you're flying it, that they're white and red, that they're not, so many of them, they're so close to the same colors. It is really a good looking drone. I like the shape of it, kind of looks like a spider. On the remote, here's your speed, 1, 2, and 3. It does hold a phone, but you better have a little bitty tiny phone. I mean, so that's almost useless. I never put my phone in these toy drone remotes anyway. Push here to take a picture, or hold down to take a video, or you can do that on the app. Turn the drone on down here, and it does take 4 AAAs in the back. So right now it won't take off because it's not bound. So how you bind the drone to the remote is you go up and down on this stick. And now it's bound. And to set the gyros, you pull in, and that sets the gyro. So make sure it's on a flat surface. If it's on a crooked surface, or anytime you're going to crash it or anything, I would just make it a really good habit of setting the gyros every time before you take off and have it on a flat surface. And you can either push the takeoff button, or you can pull down and out on the sticks. And then it has an emergency stop button, and this is, which I don't like, is because it's a takeoff and landing button also. So if you hold down on this that's pretty cool. It shut off on its own. So these are your trim buttons. So if it seems to be drifting to the left or the right, it's not a GPS drone. It's up to you to hold its position. You push down on these in the opposite direction of what it's doing. Takes a little bit of practice, so you'll get the hang of it. What's really cool is this button right here. It'll do a 360, so it'll spin around like in a large circle like I showed you, and this is the button to get it to spin in place, which is really neat. So it's all laid out very well and easy to understand. You can fly it without using the camera, but if you want to use the camera, you have to use the app. So let me show you how to do that. I fly it with my phone, but I'm going to show you on my iPad. Go to the last page, you open up the QR code, you open up your camera, download the app. You can open it up. You can skip that if you want. You can hit enter device, but it's not going to enter it because it's not connected to it. So what you do is, it's a Wi-Fi drone, so you got to go back to your settings, go to your Wi-Fi, Heygelo drone, click it, wait for the check. Now it's connected to the app, so you can go back to the app. And now the camera works. I'm really surprised by the camera for a drone of this budget. So on here, you can press here to take a photo, press here to take a video.
You can go back here and look at the photos that you just took or the videos. That's a peace sign, stuff like that. I don't mess with that. This will do your speed, but I would rather do it with the remote, and you'll hear the beep. So see, I don't hear the beeps here. So if I'm doing it on the remote, 2, speed 3. So I don't think the speed switch works in the app. I would just use all the controls here and use the app just to look at the photos, to take the pictures. All right, so let's go back to our final review.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my review of the Heygelo Sirius S90. What do I think about it? I think it's a no-brainer for $32. I mean, don't buy one, buy 2 or 3 and stock up for Christmas to give them to your friends. They'll like you more. It's got plenty of power. Camera's decent. The interface in the app works really good. It's spot on. Lots of them, you just have trouble with hooking up the Wi-Fi to it, but everything seemed to work first time and very well. There's no latency in the controls, flies good, you saw it, it's got plenty of power. It's not a GPS drone, and on these budget drones, I wouldn't go beyond visual line of sight, or I wouldn't even push it past 100 yards. They do send me these drones for free, but they don't have any input on what I say, but I really don't have anything bad to say about this drone. If it was $100, I would think that it wasn't worth it, but at $32, I just don't know if there's anything else out there that's in this price point. There is some good ones. The Sandrock U61 is like $55, and it has covered props, which is really good. But right now, if you think there's a better drone out there for $33, leave it in the comments underneath, because this thing flies really good. And if you get this, let me know how much you like it. And I do give all these drones away, and in the description, I'll put how to enter the giveaways. We do those every so often. Me and my wife, we get together and have some fun with the bingo ball machine. So guys, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to learn how to fly a drone with the budget drone, to learn the orientation of it going up and down and yawing and turning everything, because you just get a lot of anxiety the first time if you buy an expensive drone and you're trying to put it up in the air. If you fly this one first and you learn how to fly this one, it's going to take that anxiety away. So, like always, if you get something out of this, please like and subscribe. Subscribers mean everything to me in this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.